I want to welcome everybody to another installment into the Invest Podcast. I'm your host, John Ross. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Also follow me on Instagram at All Things Invest. All Things Invest with 3 T's. Now, my next guest is a mother and daughter dynamic duo. Well, this is a first for the Invest Podcast, having 2 guests on at the same time and having them being mother and daughter. I interviewed their father, her husband, and her father last week. So I decided on the Invest Podcast, and he runs a print business, and he does really good work for a mutual friend of ours known as Got Buckets. They started a online boutique known as Retail Therapy Session. Something that sounds simple and unique at the same time. Love the concept. I want to welcome Crystal and Cassandra Sias to the Invest Podcast. How are you ladies doing today?
Hi. We're good.
You're doing good.
How are you?
I'm really good. Yeah. So I remember I interviewed your husband and your dad, and I didn't know about you guys having you guys' own business. You know, I was interviewing him, Cali's Silk Screen Pros. He's like, hey, my wife and my daughter seeing that. He said, you definitely should get him on. I went and looked up your website. I was like, yeah, definitely. Let's get it going. So are you guys from Sacramento as well, born and raised?
So I've been in Sacramento since I was 13. My mom and I, before that, lived in the Bay Area in Mountain View.
Okay.
And Cassie was born here.
Yeah, I was born and raised in Sacramento.
916 in the house. Cool. So let's get started. I want to know about how did Retail Therapy Session come about? Was it mom kind of doing it first and daughter got it later? How'd that kind of come?
Yeah, so initially it was me, and it's funny. In 2017 is when I originally got interested in the boutique thing, and I was doing it by myself. But then because I worked full time and we were doing a lot in the church at that time and just life in general, it became overwhelming. Even though Cassie would help, it was just, was really overwhelming. So I took a break. And then in December of last year, we picked it back up. I asked her if she wanted to partner with me. She said yes. So now she is a 50-50 partner, and she splits everything, even financially.
Nice.
So it's not as overwhelming anymore because there's 2 of us to really, take hold of it.
Right.
Well, one
crazy.
thing.
It's crazy how it started, because we were actually in LA and we were at the fashion district. And my dad being in business all his life, it's only right that we would follow in his footsteps. So she kind of just started it on a whim.
On a whim.
No experience, no nothing. Just, what my dad has, what we've seen him do. And then, from there, she just, flourished aside from taking that little break. But now, we're back in business.
Nice. You got a whole family affair. He told me about a lot of other things you guys have planned. There's a saying that's kind of basic, but it's real. It's teamwork really can make the dream work, because when you have, good friends or good family, and they're helping you, and you talked about you working full time and kind of getting overwhelmed with the whole thing. I can kind of elaborate with that, because I've gone through pretty much the same thing, working full time, trying to, be building up a brand. But, luckily for me, behind the scenes, I definitely have my wife helping me. But when you have a team going on together, that's really, really big. So you're saying that pretty much how the name come about, the Retail Therapy Session, you could have named it 1,000,001 things. Because for me, I love it, because I'm a dude, but I kind of like to shop a little bit too online, do a lot of Amazon stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's therapy for me in a way.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's basic, but it's kind of unique at the same time. So how did that name come about?
Well, we were throwing around different things, but initially I was thinking just retail therapy boutique. And then I thought the retail therapist boutique, but I just really liked the retail therapy. So when I looked it up, there were already like several. So I was like, and I asked Cassie, I said, what do you think about throwing session in there? Retail therapy session boutique. And she liked it. So that's what we went with. Cause really, I mean, how many of us are like that? Like retail therapy, if you buy something nice for yourself, you are feeling good.
For sure.
Right?
And then think about it, like you're going through stuff, you know, in relationships, work, whatever. It's like, come to us.
We're actually cheaper than going to a therapist.
Yeah, therapy costs you maybe $100-something an hour or more.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you could leave us spending that much money, but you'll look good.
Exactly.
So.
Okay, see that's the hey, if you're gonna look good, you're gonna feel good too. You can't beat that.
So that was the whole concept behind the name.
Hey, you got everyone, you've heard it. Retail therapy session. Okay, cool. So I see online, I took a browse of your guys' site. I see some nice stuff for women. You guys are real fashionable. I see some jackets, things like that. I also see some stuff for men. I see belts. I see some ties. I see socks. So did you guys always have the idea that you guys would kind of make something for both genders?
Not initially. That was actually Cedric's idea.
Oh, my man, okay.
But I was like all for it because I'm like, that's a really good idea. But then just yesterday, Cassie came up with the suggestion of even incorporating children's clothing. Oh. So I'm like, let's look into that. Yeah.
Have a little something for the
be diverse
family.
Yeah.
Definitely. I love that. So I'll ask you really quickly, with coming out and just going out there and doing your idea, did you have any fears initially, or was you like pretty much like, I'm going to do it? I know it probably helped to give you a little bit of that confidence and that boost because you kind of had your husband behind you. And he was already an entrepreneur. So it wasn't like you weren't like the first one in the family kind of having to do it. So did it kind of help having your husband as that support base make it a little easier for you to kind of put yourself out there? Because a lot of people I talk to, they have a hard time with that, and actually takes them a little longer to come out because of that fear, just going out there and just, I'm there.
Well, so for me, it wasn't scary at all because honestly, I really did just jump into it.
Nice.
Like literally.
That's exactly what it was.
So I didn't have time to be scared. So, back in 2017, when we took that trip to LA for Cassie's birthday, and like she said, Cedric wanted to take care of some things for his business. So we went to the fashion district. And when we went into one of the stores, I was looking around at all these clothes and it just hit me like a ton of bricks. And I turned to him and I was like, babe, I want to open up an online boutique. And he just said, okay, go for it. And literally from there, that's how it happened. He helped me with all the, business stuff. So really, I didn't have time to be scared. But then I don't know what was your experience like when you partnered with me?
I don't know. I don't think that I was really scared either because like I said, seeing my dad being in business all his life, I'm like, if my dad can do it, like I can do it, and I'm always
it's in her.
Right. And I'm always going to have the help of my father. So if I could, if I am ever scared in the future, I have, that support from, my father and of course my mom. So, but initially I don't think I was afraid.
You ladies are in a really unique situation because again, you already have someone who's kind of like laid some of the framework for some of the things that you guys need to do.
Sure.
As far as being able to go in business, because that's like the most important part. And then again, the support system. So Cassie, I see there, I read that you were involved in, you're quite the singer, am I right?
Yeah,
she is.
I do a little something.
Did you when did you get your start in singing? Did you start singing in a church, or how did you start getting into singing?
So honestly, I've been singing for as long as I can remember.
Okay.
And I remember like being younger and my dad, would cruise and just listen to music. So it's like I grew up around music. But I do sing in church right now. I'm a praise and worship leader. So nice. I record. We're still online, of course, but I record throughout the week and prepare for Sunday service. So that's, what I do right now as far as singing. But I mean, singing is a passion of mine. I've been singing for as long as I can remember, listen to music 24/7. So
I sing in the shower about as far as I can.
Hey, that's when you sing the best is in the shower.
It really is.
Well, she didn't get her skills from me. I kept it going. Asked my wife, I said, how do I sound? She said, well, I think you should stick to personal training and meal prepping podcast.
Well, at least she's honest. She doesn't want you out there looking crazy.
Okay, so I want to touch on, I seen something about that I really like within the line is a brand within the line. I believe it's Cassandra's baby. It's known as Cloud9. I love that. Cloud9, and it talks about 9 things that bring you happiness. How'd that name come about? I love it. Let's touch on that real fast.
Yeah, so Cloud9, it's basically about, elevating every aspect in your life. So your happiness, your truth, just pretty much everything. So when I thought of the Cloud9, the number 9, I thought of 9 things that helped, elevate me in my life. And just to touch on a couple of them, God, first and foremost, life, the world, us, we would not be anything without God. So that was one of the 9. And then knowing my worth is very important. That's one of the 9 because I mean, the world that we live in is just crazy. They have standards for how you should look, how you should act, and just everything. And understanding that you're not going to be like everyone else. You can't, please everybody. You can't please a man. You can't please, your job because you are who you are. So knowing your worth is what's really just going to help you thrive in life. And then, again, with the singing is my life. So that just, keeps me going in life. So that's the Cloud9.
Definitely. I love that. And I see that you guys basically are only online, and that's pretty much online is pretty much with the light of COVID, online shopping, it was already big, but with COVID, it's like the biggest thing now. I mean, honestly, myself, I try to do the least amount of shopping in the store. I mean, every single thing pretty much I order is pretty much online. Pretty much on
same for us.
Amazon and things and things of that nature. So pretty much the idea was always to pretty much open and have the online boutique. Am I right?
Well, so initially it was, but we actually have most of our clothing now we split between our online store, and then we're also in a shop in Folsom called Wolf Home.
Okay.
And so we have our merchandise there.
Nice.
So we just split it. Like when we buy new inventory, we put half of it online, and then we take the rest to Wolf Home. So that's actually been going really well there. Yeah.
Your guys' merchandise is stylish, it's fashionable. How do you guys come up with, how do you guys decide what it is to sell? Because all the stuff I've seen online, I definitely like it. So I'll definitely be my wife's birthday coming up soon. So definitely, I think I'll be grabbing something on the site.
Cool.
There's some, I see some stuff online, and some of the stuff is like, but your guys' stuff, I was like,
Oh, thank you.
That's good to know.
So how do you guys decide like what gear, what merchandise that you guys are going to offer? How did you guys do that? Because I know it's not random.
Well, so now that we're both in it together, we'll pick things that we both like, and then we'll run it by each other. 9 times out of 10, it's going to be we're going to like the same stuff. Even though there's like that age difference, we're still going to like the same things. We like comfortable clothes, we like comfort, but also cute stuff. So it just really depends. Like, like it's just whatever catches our eye.
Yeah, whatever catches our eyes. Looking at something that we would wear, but also thinking about what other people would wear as well. Because I mean, I feel like if I just pick what I want to wear.
That is important. You do have to.
So it's like you have to know your audience. Basically.
Yes. Yeah. And I think that we have a pretty good handle on that. Because like the stuff that we buy, it sells pretty good, at Wolf Home and Folsom. So it's just really just what we like.
Yeah. So that being able to know what's hot, being able to know what you like, and being able to know what the consumer likes, that is true fashionista right there. Straight up. It's a talent and it's a skill set. So really quick, with you guys being this entrepreneur team, what advice would you guys have for any aspiring entrepreneur? Somebody, I'd ask your husband and dad the same thing for someone that's like, wants to start a business. But again, they might not have that base you guys had as far as like having someone who's already in business, but they see this podcast like, man, I want to jump out and do something, but they're like afraid. I said, like, fear is like the number one thing. We'll have this idea and like we'll write down all this stuff. Like, oh, we're gonna do this like 10 things, right?
Yeah.
And then when it comes time to actually put it in motion, they're like, and then they put it away. Then they come back to it. Then they put it away. What would some advice be these people to say it's okay to do it and go for it? What would you say to those people?
You want to go first?
Yeah, I would say just do it. Like, I know that it sounds scary because you're thinking like, what if it fails? But it's like you learn from your mistakes and you grow from that. So the advice that I have is just do it. Because I mean, what do you have to lose? Just like everything else in life, so certain things we jump into a business, jump into elevating your future. That's how
we're online and of course in Wolf Home, but we would like our own storefront. So that's our main goal right now. Just, working towards being able to do the storefront. Oh, okay. There you go. Your picture was just
nice. Yeah. Cool. Most definitely. So definitely want to work on getting that storefront up and running. Nice. So those shirts, I didn't see those online. Is that something just for you guys, or are those shirts available online as well?
So these are just our logo shirts that we wear to events or around. But actually, my sister-in-law suggested that we sell our logo shirts because she liked them.
You should.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, so that's one more thing for Cedric to work on.
Right.
Since he's the shirt person.
Most definitely. Yeah. I was talking with him last week, and he was talking about your brand and some other things you have going on. I feel like it's a family affair. I feel like it's super awesome. I love what you guys are doing. I'm definitely going to be shopping with you guys for the wife. And I look forward to seeing what you guys offer for the children. Crystal, Cassandra, Cassie, it's been awesome. Retail therapy session. So give them the exact link to your website, social media. How do my people get in touch with you if they want to copy some merchandise?
Yeah, so our website is retailtherapysession.com.
Okay.
And then they can also find us on Instagram under, so it's retail_therapy_session.
Okay.
And so that's our website and our Instagram.
Cassandra and Crystal Sias, Retail Therapy Session. It's been awesome. Maybe we'll do it again. It's been great talking to you ladies. You ladies enjoy your evening. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.